Welcome to Jeevan's Diabetes and Endocrine Center JEDEC Vimala Health Talk. My name is Dr. Jeevan Joseph and I am a consultant endocrinologist and director of Jeevan's Diabetes and Endocrine Center at Vimala Hospital, Ettumanur, Kottayam. In this episode, we are going to focus on diabetes foot, and our slogan is putting feet first. We know that type 2 diabetes and type 1 diabetes both have an increased risk of end organ complications for our body. And whilst we are interested and we hear more about diabetes affecting the heart or diabetes affecting the kidneys, an ignored complication of diabetes is diabetic foot disease. And this is unfortunate because if you pick up diabetes foot disease early, if you treat it early, if you use the correct preventive steps, then you can prevent potentially dangerous complications like diabetes foot ulcers, infections, and landing up in amputations and loss of the feet. So, how common is diabetic foot disease? And the easy way to remember is the rule of 15, which is that 15 to 20% of people with diabetes will develop diabetic foot disease, 15% of them will go on to develop foot ulcers, 15% of them will go on to require amputations, and a large majority of those people who have amputations don't survive for very long after that, if you look at the survival rate for those people after 5 years or so of a major amputation. So it's very important for people with diabetes to be aware of diabetic foot disease and understand how we can prevent it. So have a look at your own feet. It is although we don't think of it as an important organ, it is actually an engineering marvel. You can walk over stones, you can walk over irregular surfaces, you can walk over glass, and you can still not slip. And therefore, that is because of the design of your feet. And primarily, it's because of three important components. One, the flexibility and the mobility of the joints of the foot. Secondly, it's because of the increased sensations of your feet. And thirdly, it's because of all the blood flow that happens and maintains the blood all around your feet. And when you have diabetes, it affects all these elements. The mobility of your joints in your foot are affected. You begin to lose the sensations of your feet, or what is called diabetic neuropathy, and sometimes it also affects the blood flow to your feet by blocking off the blood vessels that supply your feet, and that causes diabetic foot ulcers as well. So diabetes affects all the components that make your foot such an engineering marvel. So how do we recognize that we are developing diabetic foot or we are having a problem with our feet if you have diabetes? If you look at your feet and you find lots of callus over your pressure points of your foot where you have the pressure of your feet being applied, then it is important to make sure that those calluses get treated appropriately. If not, what happens is that the damage begins to happen to the skin behind those hard skins or calluses, and finally it breaks out as an ulcer. When people have diabetic neuropathy, or when the nerves to your feet are affected, what happens first in terms of symptoms is a lot of pain. This can then develop into kind of burning kind of pain. Sometimes it then develops into numbness of your feet, where you can't feel the ground properly, or you feel that you are walking always on cotton wool. And in more severe cases, you go on to completely lose the sensations of your feet. Sometimes, paradoxically, this means that patients who are most at risk, as in they have no sensations of their feet, are not worried about it at all, because they think that the foot is not giving them any trouble, so therefore this is not something to be worried about. But obviously, this is the most risky part when you don't have any sensations in your feet. So how do we prevent these issues? The most important thing is to recognize a high risk diabetic foot. So how do you recognize a high risk diabetic foot? So any foot where there has been loss of sensations, that is neuropathy, any foot where there has been a problem with the circulation, the blood flow to the feet, any foot which has had an ulcer before, all these are classed as high risk diabetic foots. And if you don't recognize a high risk diabetic foot, then you can't really prevent complications, because what you want is to prevent ulcers and amputations. So when you recognize a diabetic foot, what can you do to make sure that it does not progress into more serious complications? The first thing is tight control of your blood sugars. And how do you know that? By checking your glycosylated hemoglobin, or HbA1c, which is a single blood test that checks what is the average of your blood sugar over the last 3 months. And if your HbA1c is less than 7% or around 7%, then you can be reasonably confident that your diabetes is under good control. And it is very important that you note and check your HbA1c to ensure that your glycemic control is as good as it can be. And if it's not, then make sure that you see your doctor and adjust your medications, your treatment for your diabetes, to ensure that your glycemic control or your blood sugar control is as best as it can be. Secondly, it's all about foot protection. It's about putting your feet first. You have to care for your feet, just like you care for all the other organs of your body. Your feet are very important. You need to take care of them. And how do you do that? Ensuring that you treat the callus, the hard skin, by having regular pedicure, removing the callus in a safe manner so that it doesn't continue to damage the skin underneath it. Selecting the right footwear. This is very, very important. And how should a diabetic person select footwear? The first practical point is never select footwear if you are diabetic in the morning. You all know that your feet swell slightly towards the evening. So if you select footwear in the morning, they're likely to be tight fitting by the evening. So if you are diabetic, go out to select your footwear in the evening. Pay attention to when you're selecting your footwear in the same way as you would pay attention when you're selecting your own clothes. In fact, it's more important than that. Also, make sure that you select footwear which has got a very soft insole and a hard outsole. So you want to have good cushioning of your footwear to prevent any damage. Because at the end of the day, no diabetic foot ulcerates spontaneously. It's the injuries that cause your diabetic foot to develop ulcers. So select footwear with a very good insole, soft insole, and a hard outsole. Thirdly, select your footwear which has got a back strap. In many cases, what happens is that people select footwear which don't have back straps, and sometimes because of the fact that the sensations in your foot are not good, your footwear slips off your foot and you don't notice it, and you can injure your feet. So select your footwear which has got back straps. And most importantly, make sure that you go for regular pedicure and clean the dead skin and other damaged parts, skin of your foot, so that you can prevent further damage from happening. So tight glycemic control, foot protection, removal of callus in a safe manner, and selecting the right footwear can go a long way to prevent the dreaded complications of diabetic foot disease and make this an easily preventable complication. Thank you very much.